Hello and welcome to another episode, audio only this time, of the final Siren with Duck and Oz. We're currently sitting right in the back corner.
Facing a wall.
Of the Fremantle rooms. What a fantastic win, Oz. The Freo Dockers 15-4-94 defeated the Carlton Blues 10-7-67 by 27 points in the end. And I tell you what, did not see that coming at half-time.
Mate, I've heard it before, I've read it before. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times, it was the worst of times, it was the best of times.
Yeah.
You can flip it around and do whatever you want to do. And I think for Fremantle fans, seeing the Dockers go down early and probably open up some of the old wounds against Carlton. Because I know personally, mate, every time we play Carlton, there is always this...
Just it doesn't matter who's playing.
Voice in the back of my mind that is Mr. Doubt.
Yeah.
And it didn't help that we were getting absolutely horned in clearances. In that first quarter, we were down 18 disposals, we were down 6 clearances, we were down 9 inside 50s. And by the end of the second quarter, also down 8 inside 50 tackles. And then, as you'll talk about in a sec, everything just turned around. And I think you pointed to it at half-time. There were some changes made, and you'll talk about it. But it was just such an interesting game that illustrated some maturity by game's end.
Yeah, and look, you got to give credit to Cripps and Hewitt from the Blues, who just had an outstanding first half. Both of those guys were running rings around our midfield. Didn't matter what we did. It seemed like they were really dominating centre clearances and dominating around the ground. And we know what a champion Cripps is. Hewitt's had a really good season himself. But look, in the end, you know, and you if you said to me at the start of the game, Brayshaw and Sarong are going to get kept to 42 disposals total.
Yeah.
I think I've done my maths right there. Yeah, 42 disposals total. I would have said, well, we're not likely to win the game. And even if you added on top of that and you're going to be down by 4 goals at half-time. But look, realistically, we have turned that around. 11 goals to 2 in the second half.
Yeah.
What a... look, I think a couple of things that we've really got to point to. Darcy spent a little bit more time in the centre square as the ruckman. I think we saw O'Meara move inside and Erasmus move outside, just a slightly bigger body. But O'Meara played like a man possessed there in that third quarter. I thought his ability to get on top and really drive the boys. Sarong and Brayshaw step up their games big time. They end up with 18 clearances between them. So I think just that lift and that little bit of fire in the belly, and then, you know, I got to say, our forward line was looking pretty good.
Yeah, look, absolutely. I thought early on we were looking too tall, and I guess that's a microcosm into how we were playing. It looked like we were a little bit hot potato with the ball in hand, Duck, and we weren't clean. We were fumbly. We weren't taking the first option, best option, probably second-guessing that opportunity to take the game on a little bit, but also the natural instinct that we would normally take in clean games. It just seemed to be a bit of a challenge. And so I think once we got on top of that, and look, we did end up winning the clearances +5, but when we were getting absolutely horned, it was hard to get the hands on the ball and get a gauge of where we were tempo-wise in the game. But certainly once we arrested the momentum in the second half, and O'Meara had a massive impact through the middle there, and then it allowed guys like Sarong to get to work with his 19 disposals, 362 metres gained, and one of the all-time pickups you will ever see in a game of football. Walk us through that.
Well, it kind of looked like he kind of did the old flick the ball up with the hand, you know, flick it forward. So, and look, obviously, you know, you look at something like that and you just go, wow. I thought as well, second half, Murphy Reid. Murphy Reid.
New player.
Went to town. Murphy Reid went to town, and he stepped his game up. Look, one guy I really want to point out as well is Brendan Cox. I thought he was outstanding in the back line.
Kept us
a
in
number
the game.
of really big intercept marks, kept us in the game. The way he went about it was just really, really good. He looks like a little bit of an older man now with the moustache, the grey hair. Obviously got the young one. He's a dad. But just the spread in the goal kickers.
Yes.
Vossi to kick 3, Amiss to kick 3, JD to kick 3. I think we've had those situations in the last couple of weeks where, you know, we are playing quite a tall forward line. but one guy's got off the leash, whether it's been Jai, whether it's been Vossi, whether it's been JT, and then you've had one guy who's had a little bit of a quieter game. First time where we've had the three-headed beast firing at all times, which is really super exciting, and I think that looked really great. Chuck on top of that, Dud's kicking 2 goals in the last.
Yes.
His ability to go back under pressure, young guy. We're not talking about a bloke who's played 100 games of AFL.
That's right.
Goes back, delivers, and the goal kicking was unbelievable. I think I heard something up in the box of maybe 10 straight.
10 straight from
set shots, which is just out of this world, and it goes to credit the forwards for working on their craft. Goal kicking is such an important part, and especially from set shots. That's your freebies.
Yep.
They're your free throws, as you'd like to say, Oz, in your basketball parliaments.
Can I throw something in there as well, mate?
Of course,
and before we forget,
it.
I know we were talking about the forwards, but Geordie Clark, 30 disposals today, 4 tackles, 759 metres gained and 5 clearances. When he had to go, he went. And I think when the game is on a knife's edge, you need players to show their intent and attacking the football with vigour. And that's just something that we always see from Clarkie. And again today, showed some real leadership when we needed someone else to stand up. And, sometimes you look at him and you go, well, he's not a huge guy, but he throws himself about like he's 6'2".
Yeah.
And his willingness to get to each contest and to really throw himself in there, I think it really does help to negate and buffer. And that was one thing I thought our back line, once we were able to get on top of it a little bit, they were able to buffer a little bit more, whereas, they were getting inundated with the volume of clearances early on in the first half, and it was just relentless.
Yeah, and I think our backline's shown this a lot, that we have been able to withhold large periods of high pressure. Look, Carlton did kick 8 goals in the first half. It wasn't looking great, but that doesn't reflect, I thought, how well the backline stood up. There was repeat entries, the ball's flying in from centre clearances, all this kind of stuff. So for those guys to hold up, Omac, I thought he had another good game. He continues to play really well.
Good goal.
Kicked the goal. Our man Warner, really good couple of big marks in that last quarter. So, the backline's just been able to hold up with, keep that damn wall from breaking. And then that gives us the ability that when the screws turn and when things turn, it's that ability to go bang, 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 and away we go. And look, I just think the players, their ability to keep their minds in the game, because very easy it could have been like, it's wet, it's cold, the wind's blowing all over the place.
Yep.
It could have been a lay down. Oh, no, it's just not our day today, away we go. But they slowly just got back in the game after that first quarter. Slowly. And then before you know it, we're ahead. And then, Wolfie time. I'm a massive Wolfie time man. I need to see. Vossi, thank you very much for joining us.
Vossi, how you going, mate? Good to see you.
We've got Patrick Voss with us today. Put those cans on, bud. All right, Vossi. Talk us about what was happening out there today, because we just spoke about it then. Over the last probably month or so, we've seen either you or Josh or Jai, you've had the bigger bag, and one bloke's had a bit of a quieter game, but today 3 goals apiece for all 3 of you.
Yeah, that's definitely the ideal situation. All of us getting a lick of the ice cream. We all took in turns to get the contest right, and off the back of that we got some pretty good looks. So very ideal if the 3 big boys are kicking 3 each every week.
Oh, 100%. Now, Vossi, fun fact is that I happen to work with your partner's mum at AC, and she reckons you are the best bloke going around. But on the footy field, mate, we see something else. We see that Energizer Bunny, but that aggression. And I think it sets the tone for that forward line, mate. Talk to us about that, because I reckon it's something real that's really helping this team going forward.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely something that I've always had a bit of white line fever, and once you cross the line and you go to battle, I've definitely got no mates on the other side, and no one's walking off the field saying, geez, Vossi was a good bloke today. So I think, that's just part of part of my competitiveness. And I think all our forwards are sort of doing a bit of that at the moment. We're probably traditionally a bit of a younger sort of forward line, and we haven't spoken about that once this year. We don't want to use that as an excuse. Probably a little bit in past years gone by, we might have been pushed around a little bit, and coming up against more experienced backlines. They like to push us around, but we're absolutely loving it at the moment.
Nice.
Talk to us about the message from JL at halftime, because there's a clear change in the way we went about a little bit, but also, to kick 11 goals to 2 after halftime is a pretty big effort. Yeah,
it was from a forwards point of view, it was just getting the contest done. We obviously weren't getting as many looks as we would have liked, and the mids obviously dealt with that after half-time. But in the first half, we just felt like, when we did get our opportunities, we were pretty frustrated, and then we'd get an opportunity, and then we wouldn't get it right, so then we'd be frustrated with ourselves. And we regrouped at half-time and just spoke about the contest and being ready for it. Reacting quicker. They probably reacted quicker than us in the first half, and then we stuck around and then got them on the other end.
Yeah, look, you nailed pretty much what I was going to ask you, which was, it seems more so now than what we've seen probably in the past, say 3-4 years, where the forwards are just hanging in there, mate, and waiting for their opportunity to come. And it is. If you look at when Jai ends up kicking his goals towards the end of the game, and you pile them onto it, you know what I mean? It just seems like if you just hang in there and play your role, like good things happen. Is that sort of the mentality you got going on down there?
100%. It gives you good faith that there's been a lot of games this year where you get to three-quarter time and you've had 3 or 4 touches. You might have kicked one, maybe not, but you end up getting your lick of the ice cream. You keep valuing the right things, keep running the right patterns, that sort of thing. Some days it won't work out for you. Some days you're not going to get the looks, but more often than not, we feel like we're a pretty fit team, and we run teams off their legs, and you do get your looks. We speak about 120 minutes a lot, and that's what it takes.
Talk to us about the conditions out there, because I don't know if you looked up at the flagpoles, but at halfway through the first quarter, it looked like the flagpoles were actually going to blow off the top of the stadium. Yeah. But then down at the ground level, it looked like, to the train end, that looked like that's where the breeze, you're kicking into the breeze.
Yeah. I was doing a few set shots down that end pre-game, and luckily I didn't get one because it's hard to kick into. But it was nice kicking down this end. You had the wind behind you, and you sort of could hit it. Wouldn't even have to kick through it and sail through. It was tricky to conditions today. We probably we're a bit slow to react to that as well, a little bit. And then after half time we adjusted nicely.
Now fair play to Carlton, because they came to play and they really brought that intensity. But to be fair, I hadn't seen that level of pressure from Carlton all year, and they really put it on in the first half. But as we said before, it's the best of times, the worst of times, and then all of a sudden you swing it around in that second half. And you've already alluded to the message there from JL, but is there anything that you can put your finger on to say this is what we did to really swing it around in that second half?
I agree. I think I watched them last week against Hawthorn, and can confidently say they didn't bring that sort of heat and pressure and intensity. They might have got a bit of a rocket up during the week, because they definitely showed up to play this week. They were first to it. They were ready to play. They were in the hunt. We talk a lot about Hunter's mindset, and we want to hunt the other team, and they came over here and they've obviously jumped into the team really well, and that was a bit of the message again at half-time is, stick in the contest and bring the hunt and pressure, and we felt like we did that well along with the contest, and got looks off the back of that.
Yeah, kick 10 straight from set shots. Yeah. So talk to us about the forwards. Is that because often what is one of the criticisms, back in my day we'd have 1,000 shots after goal, and now the sports science guys won't let us do it.
Yeah.
Are you guys down there working on your craft, bud? Is it fair to say that's what's happening, or is it just...
100%. I can't speak for the other forwards, but for me, probably earlier on in the year, it was still my start of my career, and I probably didn't embrace the 50,000 people and we're playing, obviously you've got outside noise of I've got to kick this. So I probably didn't embrace the that side of it, embracing the crowd and it's a big kick, like in the grand scheme of things, it's a big kick. Like you want to kick those games.
Down at Mandurah,
So I think for me, it's just having a really solid routine that I everyone's got a routine, but I've got real trust in mind that if I do my routine every time, I'm going to kick more goals than I'm not. It did take me a while to get that trust and, doing the reps, obviously, and kicking a few in front of the crowds and giving yourself confidence, that sort of thing. So I think, we're all pretty accurate at the moment. I don't think there's anyone that's going through. Everyone has the yips at some stage, but I think we're all going pretty well at the moment.
That's good, mate. Look, elite athletes have that mentality, have that routine that you talked about. And one thing that JL mentioned in his presser, I think it was like last week or maybe the week before, he said that you're one of the hardest workers down there, if not the hardest worker down there. You're getting in there early. You got your little Vossi club or whatever it is that people are going in there. Like that has to give you that confidence when it comes to crunch time, that you've got that trust in your routine, you've got that trust in the effort and all of the mannerisms in which you're putting in place, not just for yourself, but also for that forward line and for others.
100%. That's another thing that we've got real trust in each other. We see each other do the work, and in that last quarter, I look beside me, and I know JT, Jai, Murphy, Switter, Duds, they all do a mountain of work week to week. I've got real trust that they are fully across their role and can execute in the big moments. You talk about doing the extra work. That's something I pride myself on, and I know JT and Jai do, and it's part of our preparation now, doing the extra reps and feeling like you've potentially done more than your opposition, leaving no stone unturned, heading into a game. It does give you real confidence coming into a game, definitely.
Fantastic. And I reckon we can just about wrap it up, but before we do, Vossi, you've got a lot of votes in the weirdest unit at the club. We ask everyone after the game, weirdest unit, and you're carrying the number 20 well, taking over the cats. But as a bit of a spooky cat, who's the person you think's kind of at your heels trying to take the mantle?
Well, 100% sure and certain it would have been Matt Taverner. He was the weirdest unit I've ever come across. Like, just something different. Nathan O'Driscoll he's a weird unit, but like he's an absolute ripper of a fella. He's just the funniest bloke. His mum was in during the week, and I couldn't stop laughing at her. She did the pod like with Clarkie and Emma, and so I never listened to the pod, and I just purely listened to it for that. I know where he gets it from. So, they're bloody funny, the O'Driscolls, but I'd probably give it to Drews.
Can I ask you one last question, a random question, mate, off the beaten track? Rumour has it you have the best bench press at the club. Is this true, and what are we talking?
Well, it's funny you say that. Me and Liam Reedy in the pre-season and Sean Darcy, we get pretty competitive. And Reedy owned it for the back end of last year. I think he was 150, got up 150, and I was 145, and then pre-season I come back and pipped him. I think I got 153, and he couldn't get it up, and then. Last week, I don't know if it's true. We're gonna have to find out if it's true. But last week, the Peel boys were in, and they sent me a photo, and he's got 154 up. So Liam Reedy's currently leading. So
don't tear the pec. Wait until off season.
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. Patch, thanks so much for joining us, mate. A little bit extra than what you needed to do, but fantastic. Keep going the way you're going. Port Adelaide next week. 1 week at a time. Just keep pressing ahead and away we go.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys, on that note, I think we'll wrap it up, Oz. Fantastic game. Retro round was back. The jumpers were looking elite. The shorts were looking elite.
Thank God we got the win in retro round.
Oh, mate, tell you what. Let's talk about retro, bringing it back to bloody 2001.
Yeah.
The way we were playing there. But look, fantastic win by the club. We keep going 1 week at a time. We just keep banking those wins. Just keep getting those W's. Before you know it, it'll be finals time, and we've got to make sure we're still in the hunt and still around there. Because this team, this group of boys, I think that any time, any place, anywhere, you give them a sniff, you give them an opportunity, and they'll make the most of it. They're representing 100%. The club so well.
100%. I think now's the time. We've seen enough evidence to say these boys are up to their eyeballs in a duck, and they just need us to get around. We've got one more home game.
Yep.
And
Friday night.
And there's absolutely
against the reigning premiers.
no excuse here, Duck. No excuse for us not to fill this out. 60,000.
I'm calling for it. Biggest home. I want to see the biggest non-derby home and away crowd.
Bang.
For the Dockers,
Let's do it.
home crowd that is, not home and away.
Yep.
Home crowd. I want to see it. I want to see it on a Friday night. I want to see the big lights. I want to see that Wharfie time go off, the bells tolling, and I want to see us give us a red hot crack against Brisbane. Remember, guys, we are at Purple Rain 95, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, at The Purple Rain on TikTok, YouTube, and Gmail. If you want to listen to our show, we do it every Monday afternoon, so make sure you get in your listeners' questions. And I don't know why I'm doing hand gestures and stuff like that. I'm not looking at you for some reason. I'm looking at a brick wall because I keep thinking we're on video.
Hey, brick wall.
Guys, if you haven't been able to watch this anyway, make sure you subscribe to Docker TV and get around that. And make sure you give us a 5-star review on this one and go from there.
Absolutely. See you later, guys.